Gentlemen, welcome back. We are going to start my coaching session in about 13 minutes. So I want to warm up because I don't know. Oh, you can't tell. Anyway, if you watched my live stream last night, I was feeling really good. Like, hey, I'm getting faster, blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out that my triple monitors were so off that they were basically they're almost the equivalent of a flat screen or a widescreen TV, almost like a curved, like they were so far flat. So I need 100. This is about 180 degrees right here. Okay, I had my monitors, I think, almost at a 22 degree angle, like they were just so far away, and so that's why they kept feeling, I guess, so much better in a curved, when I said curved, let me shut that off, instead of being flat. So I guess you're supposed to run triples even if you have curved as flat screen because Iracing doesn't pick it up. I don't know, I've heard two different stories. Whatever, I don't care. I'm more worried about the angle of my monitors. Like, look where the monitor is right now. Look how close it doesn't even look as close as it is and thing, but like, look at this. Like, I have to stay skinny just to climb in here now, so that's no joke. So anyway, we got like 12 minutes. I have to warm up because I fixed this last night and then I went to sleep, so I haven't done anything, and I didn't start it without you guys because you're along for the ride, good or bad. This is so repetitive, I apologize, but hopefully this is the very last time I have to do it because this has been my problem all along. So this is very, very weird. I almost feel like I'm in triples again because of how close, like look at this, I can touch it. Like, oh, you can't see my hands, but look, I can touch. Like, I can touch the corners. Like, where before I had to go way over. Like, anyway, I'm such a dumb, I don't know, stupidity, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, you're never too old to learn, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You're never too old to learn. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, so if you're not watching this, if you're not watching this live later on down the road there, Alt-K, right? Why is the Alt-K not working? Alt-K. Okay, there we go. Not put it up. Okay. Fast forward till 11 minutes from now. Okay, and then he should jump in and we should start our session. Now, this is session number 6. Morning, Dirty. This is session number 6. I still feel like I'm at square one. Like, I feel like it's Groundhog Day. So I feel like I'm faster, but I just went back and I watched a quick video. My fastest time is a 1:43, I think, and that's what I'm doing now. But my average time, I think, was a 1:44, 1:45. So I hope he writes this stuff down. We're gonna find out though. But I gotta jump in his Discord in a minute. Oh, Dirty, I don't know how long you've been on iRacing, but when iRacing has downtime, yeah, well, okay, right, yeah. What? Your Streamlabs is what you can see in your car is looking out the window. Oh, my bad, bud. Hang on a second. I appreciate that. Why is that the case there? That's weird, isn't it? Why is that? So I gotta change windows. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Now I messed everything up. Still on it though. I don't understand why it's on the... Supposed to be practicing and I'm messing with this.
Get a look at the oil temperature.
Nope, that's not right. Yep, that's close. But now I just need... Oh, this is not good. This one. Appreciate it. Dude, everything worked right last night. How can you turn something on and then it not work? No, you can't. You're looking out the left window. This doesn't make any sense. Audio, video. It's gotta be this one. Why is it not? Okay. Yeah, but see, I'm not even on that window there, and it's showing me I have nothing on that window, but it's acting like there's something on that window. Now there is, but there's nothing on that window, and it's on this one, so it's lying. So Streamlabs is having a hiccup here, and I don't know why it's doing that. It's gotta be in Windows though. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm at the Glen. Yep. Maybe screen capture. Aha, here we go. There we go. No freaking grass growing underneath this tree. Alright, now we're good. Appreciate you, Ben. Alright, let me minimize this sucker here. Oh, I gotta jump in Discord. Hang on a second. He's gonna start a session without me and I'm not gonna be there. One-on-one coaching, waiting room. There we go. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Appreciate that, Pen. To be fair, I just woke up about 35 minutes ago. I woke up at 5. It's a rough day. It just feels a little heavy. Maybe it's because I'm limping. I like 180 better. I promise you, everybody, triples is not as bad to get it going if you're not me. I just, I don't know. And I feel like with computers and iRacing shit, I should walk around with a handicap plaque. For mental disability. In life I function just fine. But this shit I just don't get it. I'm a very black-white person, so it's Oh, you know what I did not do? fixing my monitors last night, I unplugged my butt kicker on my feet, and I hate that. I feel so naked without it. But I think I did. Because I don't, Perfect. Yep. Nope, I didn't unplug them. Awesome. I did not really unplug. Oh, I didn't cap them off yet. I found the caps to cap them. And then I put the caps where I wouldn't lose them. And now I don't know where the hell they're at. There he is. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to, you guessed it, my brake bias. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to leave this like this, because James says brake bias don't mean jack diddly. We're going to try to figure that out now. If he's smart, he won't show up. The oddest thing. I really feel like I was faster with the way my triples were set up earlier last night than what they are now. What's going on, sir? Peachy. Yes. So. No, we're still. Well, I'm getting rid of the shit there, and we're packing it. Well, not packing everything, but like, and then it's just it's a trip. So we're getting there.
Moving far, or?
No, we're looking right around us.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So this is my last 15 hours or 12 hours. When I messaged you, I was like, everything is correct. Like, it's golden. Okay, it's golden. Jay, a friend of ours who's really, really good, he goes, Gabe, it's all wrong. I go, what? He goes, your stuff is all wrong. And I was like, what do you mean? Anyway, so at the long story short, my monitors were at basically a 22-degree angle.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to help.
Well, so that's why, so that's what I've been racing in, and so I just basically mental it out. So now they're basically at a 180, so they go right to about my ears. So now I literally feel like I'm sitting in half a box, which is completely different than what I'm used to. So this is very odd. So it might be a little weird today, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's where we're at.
Yeah. That definitely sounds far more correct, though.
Okay.
And I'm guessing if it's like by your ears, you're sitting around about 180 degrees from you. Something like that.
So now my whatchamahoo's at 50 instead of 22.
Yes.
Yeah. See. So. Yeah. Yep. 3 years we got it right. Yes. All right. So.
Awesome.
But I will tell you, I think I was faster the other way. So. We're gonna give it a go.
It's the way you're used to, right? If you've been driving like that for 3 years, it's gonna take a minute to get used to. So no worries. And you messed around a little bit with VR, but you're back to triples now. Is that the?
Yeah, because I was doing the Oculus 2, and I really feel like I'm faster. I feel like I'm a half a second to 3/4 of a second faster in VR. I really do. Like, it's because I carry more speed and I hit the apex better. But when I moved my triples, what I thought was the right angle, everything felt so much better. So I was only like maybe just under a half a second faster in VR. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So now this is just weird. But I can actually see the cars on the left and right of me now.
Yeah.
So, so it is a little different. So, anyway, we'll rock and roll here.
Let's go for it. So if you can share your screen.
Oh yeah. See, I'm supposed to be my 6th time. You think I'd know that?
It's been a while.
I'll tell you. Here we go. Screen, share. All right, there you go.
I've got you perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
as usual, we'll do a few laps. We'll talk a little bit while we start, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, aside from like technical field of view type of things, how do you feel like the driving's going?
Well, no, it was going really, really good. Like, let me show you, just because I work on ego. Oh no, never mind. I have a picture of me as my wallpaper passing James Rep. You know, the guy said, as long as you get me faster than him, I'm all good. So in the Cadillacs, I passed him at the top of wherever it is at Spa. On the outside, cleanly, James. You know, so yes. And now I'm back to this, and I feel like I'm back to a second slower. So hopefully by the end of the hour, I'll be feeling normal again.
As you were saying, I feel like in general, you're strong towards instinct and overworking the tyres, or not necessarily sure why, but you feel like you're not
Yes, so in the hours, so the session I was talking to you about, I did it in open setup at the Cadillacs. I didn't know it was like 14 laps. And so like the last like 4 or 5 laps, the car was really sketchy to me. But when I did the fixed setup, and I just kind of drove and let the car kind of do what it did, I didn't have that problem. I didn't get loose or nothing. So I don't know, but I just don't know like what the car does. Like, I don't know what adjustments to make. Like when everybody else seems to get faster with the car getting less fuel and slicker, I get slower, and I don't know, and everybody just tells me I'm overthinking, shut up and drive. So that's just kind of...
We'll look at that. I know we did talk about like when you're in a session like that, getting them to see what their tyre wear is, but that was quite recent, so I imagine you haven't done this.
Yeah, no, I didn't. And then after, everything felt fine, so I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll be quiet. I'll let you focus.
So the second lap, I was trying to chase time, and I can't do it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I know you can't lose what time you lost. You just gotta keep going. But like it seems like sometimes you can fix it, and I didn't. I didn't lose. I mean, I didn't gain. Like I lost time in every corner trying to, like I can't push
get it back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But you're spot on. So even in that lap where you're pushing it a little bit, I'd say those laps looked so much smoother than really anything I've seen from you driving wise before. It's like you've taken on board the fact that you've got to find the lap time in a controlled way rather than really pushing it. I think what you used to do was kind of really overdrive and try and be on the edge while getting the lap time. Whereas even there, like that second lap where you said you felt like you were overdriving a bit or like trying to chase the lap time, you were a little bit, but even so, that was smoother than it used to be. So, and your fastest lap in those three, the 43.2, I think it was, is only 0.3 off of what your fastest lap I've seen full stop around this combo is. So that was like really smooth driving and very quick lap time comparatively. So all really good from that side. Would you say that's something you've done deliberately, is slow everything down, make it smoother and more controlled?
No, honestly, I didn't change nothing except the FOV. I swear to God, like really, and I feel like the old way I was even faster. Like, so now it's just kind of like, but I see where the apex is. Like my braking points are like so much farther back than what I thought. Like I just brake where I feel like I feel like I'm really driving a car now instead of like a video game. And so it's just like you see where it is. And so like, but I will say, and this is odd, I don't feel the car slip like I did with where I thought I had it right yesterday. So I don't feel the car slip yet like I did with the old way. So it's kind of new thing, but we'll get there, I guess.
Yeah. So exactly, you're spot on that you don't feel the car slip because you're driving super smoothly, super controlled, and everywhere ever so slightly under the limit. So bearing in mind that you set a lap time that was only 0.3 off of your fastest lap, and you were still slightly under the limit in most corners and not feeling that slip, hopefully you can see there's a lot of lap time to find.
Okay.
All right, if you jump out of the car and then back into the car so that I can load up Garage 61, and I'll show you some stuff. So jump out one more time and then back in.
There we go.
Perfect. Right, I will share my screen. So yeah, the goal of this session, I think, is going to be building up to that limit, but building up in a way that we still maintain like the really smooth, perfect driving you've been doing, because it's better to like ever so slightly like get up to that limit rather than try and push too far and go beyond, because I think the way you're driving at the moment of being smooth and controlled is perfect. We just need to edge slightly closer to that limit. So I will pull up. You should be able to see. Yeah, Garage 61, perfect. I pulled up I think your overall fastest lap was a 42.9 something, but I just happened to pick this one. This was a lap you did, I guess, yesterday, and then I'll try and add in your fastest lap just now as well, and we'll show. Oh yeah, we'll add this one in because it's there. We'll get rid of this one, and then we'll try and add in the one you did just now, assuming it's loaded in. Yeah. So we've got blue is your overall fastest lap, purple is the lap you just did, and red is the lap you did yesterday. So let's see what we can see. Not here.
God, I hate this part. This in the toe.
Yeah, I'm just jumping around a little bit.
Yeah,
I have
no,
like
you're
a
good.
couple of ideas on
Yeah.
what I want to get to.
And I keep, every time I hit the toe, I'm like, do I go double apex or single apex? They say this really doesn't, it's all your driving style. Which one are you more comfortable with? So every time I go, do I want to double or do I want to single? And so I'm like,
I reckon single here. and then
Okay.
slightly later, like you're doing all good.
Okay.
We're not going to see too much from the telemetry. I think there's two ways we can go. We can focus on getting up to the limit, more entry, and getting that slip, and we can also focus on how we approach the exit. Your driving style is so much smoother than it was, but one habit that's remained that we want to break is how long it takes you to get up to 100% throttle.
So that's what Jay says too. My throttle is shit.
You're really keen to get on the throttle early.
Okay.
And then as a result, it takes you a lot longer to reach 100% throttle. So probably the better thing to do isn't to compare a bunch of your laps, but we'll pull in one of the. We'll take your fastest lap from this session because it's representative of how you're driving at the moment, and then we'll add in hopefully just a fast McLaren lap. Oh yeah, of course no one's going to have driven this combo, are they? Alright, don't worry. Let's just look at your telemetry, and you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is correct. So pretty much in all corners, you have the desire to get on power really early, but then it delays how long it takes you to get on throttle. The thing we want to think about in these next few laps is there's two things. So one is the amount of speed you carry on the exit. It doesn't really matter how early you start getting on power. It matters how quickly you can get to 100% power. That's the thing that dictates your exit speed, basically. So like,
Point and shoot, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Not, there's still room for a little bit of progressive throttle application, but it wants to be fairly quick.
Okay.
So here, because you start getting on power here, whenever we accelerate, we kind of lose a bit of front grip because we're shifting the weight of the car backwards. We start to understeer a little bit, and that means it's going to take longer to be able to, or we can turn through the corner less than we ideally want to. So the earlier you get on power, the longer it takes to get to full throttle, or the more you've got to like progressively ramp up this throttle and control it. And you see, even here, you feel like you have to have a little bit of a lift. So you've lost a lot of speed on the exit. What we instead want to do with the accelerating, and this may be something we've talked about before, but it's definitely like the thing to focus on for these laps.
Right.
Is, whenever we get on throttle, we're asking the car to accelerate more, which means we have to ask for it to corner less at the limit. So what that means is we never, generally speaking, never want to get on power if we also have to increase the steering angle. We want to get on power when we reach the peak steering angle in the corner, so that as we're accelerating more, we can be straightening the steering wheel and allowing the car to accelerate. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. So what's happening with your driving at the moment is like I said, you're slightly under the limit on entry, which is why you don't feel like you're getting that slip. And then because you're slightly under the limit on entry, you feel like you need to get on power early. But you see, you're getting on power while still then having to increase the steering angle. And actually the point at which you reach kind of peak steering angle is here. So really, this is where you should be starting to get on power. And then allowing yourself to straighten the steering wheel. That maybe doesn't make too much sense with the telemetry, but trust me, and bear with it. Let's do a few laps where you aren't allowed to get on throttle until you're committed to not having to increase the steering angle. You can only either maintain steering angle or start to straighten the steering wheel on the exit. And along with that, try to never take too long to get on power. You're only allowed to take, let's say, 3/4 of a second to go from 0% throttle to 100% throttle.
Okay, and so off throttle, off brake is okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay, because I've like so many videos I watch say no, it's on or off, on or off, and so
ideally what we want to do is you're right that it is off or on, but these practice drills will make sure that you only get on throttle when you straighten the steering wheel. What we'll do hopefully the second end of the session, or later down the line, or you go away and practice it, is it's not about accelerating as soon as you finish the braking. It's about changing your braking so that the point at which you finish braking is the point that you should correctly get on, if that makes sense.
Okay, yep.
So at the moment you're shifting, and this may be something to talk about as well, at the moment you're shifting your throttle application to whenever you're braking point, or whenever you finish braking. Instead we want to shift your braking to the point where acceleration should begin. But don't worry about that now, a little bit closer is okay. You can only get on power when you're happy to start straightening the steering wheel and when you finish quickly as well. You could have gone very quickly up to 100 there, that's just like your habit of wanting to take some time. So, maximum steering angle, nav full throttle, you can half the amount of time it takes to go full power there. Just see what happens, you may spin out.
Oh, I see what we're doing. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
So if you wait a little bit longer,
Yep.
you'll feel more, before getting power, you'll feel more comfortable to reach 100%.
It's like Groundhog Day with me. I did it again.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch!
That was pretty much
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's what we're looking for every time. Good. Yep. That's one. And don't worry if for now you feel like you have to wait especially long to build up the power. You can dial that back later. Now just focus on up to 100% plus. Good. Perfect. Turn 1 is actually the one where you were doing it best already, and even there you found the technique by focusing. The same thing, once the steering reaches the peak angle you can start accelerating, but only once you feel like you can accelerate fairly quickly up to 100%. Yeah, you can maintain it, straight to the steering wheel.
Not carrying enough speed though.
Yeah, you're spot on. But before, you would have not carried enough speed and then still been tested.
I did it again. This.
It was still better. It was still better. And you were more patient. You've just got this. The longer the corner is, the more patient you've got to be. Yeah, good. Perfect.
Nope. Still, I should have waited. Son of a bitch.
Don't worry, don't worry. You're still doing a lot better. Couple more actions. Already, by the way, that was the fastest lap ever. Or it's the fastest I've seen it go 61. So. See how long you had to keep the steering wheel at that angle though?
Yep.
Ideally you want to be able to be straight on the steering wheel. Really patient with this one.
I can't do it.
So
I swear to God.
So think about that corner. Why do you feel like you've got a power early in that corner?
Because I was dog shit slow.
Yes. So what's happening when you get on power early is you're overslowing on entry, and
Yeah.
then you're masking that by getting on power early to get back up to racing speed, and then getting back up to the limit, and then feeling like you're on the limit, and then not identifying the fact that actually you were slow on entry in that corner. So the next step, like I said, is initially we just wait until the correct point to get on power, and like you say, you will get slow in the mid corner. But the fact that you have to wait so long and feel so slow in the mid corner is what will remind you next lap now to push a little bit more entry speed, carry a little bit more entry speed, so that you're not so slow in the mid corner, but you still get on power at the right point. That makes sense?
Yep. Just gotta. It really is such a flip. Like, and I had it, and then it's a anyway. Okay.
But yeah, no, you got back to it really quickly, and the lap time is showing pretty nicely. So my side is obviously improved, and you know, we've done like 5 laps and we're beating the best times. So straight this game. Yeah, good.
I feel like I waited longer to brake.
Yeah, you did. You broke later. You turned in a little bit earlier. So the line was slightly different as well, but good. You know, you're never going to get the new braking point and the new corner right the first lap around because it's not what you practice. But you know that there's carry a bit more speed on entry, and then it's going to be a few laps of working out exactly how much entry speed it is for that corner. But yeah, anytime that you see yourself favoring the bottom like that, correct yourself in like identifying that it's wrong, and then consider why you do it. Because you were just kind of scared to get on power, or did you do it because the entry speed wasn't enough and you felt like you had to beat it? And just to throw one more thing to it, is still keep exactly like the nice smooth driving style you had. You don't feel like you have to push too hard anywhere. Like you're just starting to slightly chase the lap time.
Yep.
But just keep it nice and smooth. That was pretty good. That's if it takes that long, that's fine. Yeah, see the oversteer you get there?
Yep.
That's where it becomes important to start straightening the steering wheel. Whenever we're pushing the car to the limit on exit, so most of the corners you've been ever so slightly under the limit, so it hasn't mattered too much if you're not straightening the steering wheel because the car's got the grip to give. But in that corner where you got on power and you started to get the oversteer, that was starting to push the car over the limit. And basically, when you're getting that oversteer, it's not just that you're accelerating too much, it's that you're just asking too much of the car over, you're asking for too much acceleration and so that's why it's important to get on power when you can start straightening the steering wheel, so that when you start to feel that oversteer, you've got the track left of the exit to start straightening the steering wheel to be asking for less cornering while you're asking for more acceleration. If it doesn't, don't worry, I'll go over it again when it's not so dry.
Stay up to 5th in that. I think I'm slowing the car down too much.
Yeah, that time I think you maybe carried a little bit too much extra speed and then you couldn't get to the line. You had to keep with the steering lock rather than on straight.
No, I did it again.
Who's still hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. You hadn't replied in a second. I was getting worried. I was thinking to myself.
No.
A little bit too early. Same, a little bit too early. Push the engine speed a little bit too much, which is why you then had to keep the steering locked from the exit, which is what you still managed to get away with it, and you still have like power really nicely, but yeah, you're starting to feel it as well. You're feeling like already you're pushing the car a little bit more to the limit on entry.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be every corner. Some corners you were fine, but yeah, keep that. Straight to the little bit.
That was ever. That was really bad. I was like, wait, okay.
I think you actually could have turned in more on the entry
Okay.
and then been able to get on power more.
So what I'm doing right now is what I do in races, where I just sink. I call it quicksand. It's just like
Yeah.
I can't, and I'm not even thinking right now. I'm just trying to do. In a race, I think of what I'm doing wrong, and it really goes to hell.
Yeah, and it spirals. Like I've seen a couple of the videos, and like make one mistake and it just spirals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is just about kind of resetting it. I'd say, almost like a mental exercise, don't linger on the corners where you do it wrong, rather like identify the corners where you do it right. So at least you're speaking positively to yourself while still identifying what you need to be focusing on.
Gotta go in that corner faster. That's what's killing me. Yeah.
But you're spotting it.
Yeah.
It's a tricky corner.
It really is.
Corner.
Yeah.
It's a long corner, so you've got to be trail braking for a long time, and if you just carry a little bit too much speed, the whole corner gets messed up. But if you carry a little bit too little, then you reach the point of having to get a power. This corner is interesting. Although we still want to focus on trying to get a power really quickly, it's not so much of a prime to do it in that corner because the car's already like unsettled because it's like you're cresting a hill, so the car is already quite oversteering, so a little bit of throttle kind of helps to balance the car there, so that corner you can get away from.
Nope, I'm hitting that corner wrong again. I'm going too early.
A little bit, but not too bad. The next few laps, keep doing exactly as you're doing. When you feel like you can push the entry speed, do push it a little bit, but only so much that you can still stick to the perfect racing line. Best to be under the limit on the racing line than over it and off the racing line. A little bit too much. Much better.
So, what I'm trying to do, well, is I'm trying to find a different racing line so I can carry more speed, but it's not my racing line that I'm used to, so it all feels foreign to me.
Yeah. I don't think the racing line's bad, honestly. I think the racing line's pretty much fine for the corners. It's just that now you're starting to push a little bit too much before you weren't quite pushing enough, so it's just finding that balance. So it's carrying a little bit more interesting, but only so far as you can still execute the perfect racing line, because executing the perfect racing line and then getting the power from being accepted as well is what's going to be racing line number one priority, very quickly on that. A little bit earlier power still. See again, you've got that little snap, and that's why it's important to be able to straight and have that capacity.
I swear to God, I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to.
No, you are.
I'm trying to learn to carry more speed and not be a bitch.
Yeah.
And so. But now everything's off. Like, I just I'll just try to reset.
Don't focus consciously on carrying more speed. If you do, we're talking like 1 or 2 miles an hour. Better to be slightly not quite carrying enough speed on the right racing line to allow yourself to get the power at the right point than miss the racing line. So yeah, no focus on carrying speed now, just getting on power when you start straight to the steering. Instantly get it. Could have been more aggressive on the power left, but still good. Yeah, good. That corner's a good one to practice because it always gets sketchy on the exit. So practice being able to straighten the steering. You had the track to spare just about there. A little bit too much speed and then just got to the end too quickly, but very fine. And yeah, I'd say in races, whenever you find yourself missing apex and things like that, remind yourself to do exactly what you did, bring it back to not pushing the entry speed, just focusing on the racing line. You've been driving so much smoother when you make that shift. Yeah, straight and steering out. the capacity to straighten the steering wheel. Straighten it out. Yeah, good. So it's slow and smooth and progressive straightening of the steering wheel to allow yourself to keep getting the power. So it's not like you feel the oversteer and then you very quickly straighten it. It's more like you're unwinding the steering wheel slowly as you're applying more throttle. Yeah, better. So I'd say really let's spend a few laps really focusing on that side. The more you apply the throttle, the more you have to unwind the steering. What we're doing with the unwinding of the steering is, at the moment, whenever you feel like you're going to get oversteer, your instant reaction is, okay, I've got to get off the throttle. Whereas, and you correct it by staying off the throttle, correct the oversteer, but we can also correct it by straightening the steering wheel, so we're asking for less corner and tires.
Okay. Okay.
There you kept the steering angle for a long time.
Yeah.
And kept 80% throttle for a long time. You could have got up to 100% if you were just progressively unwinding the steering.
I did it in the last 2 corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was just that one that. Yeah, there you go. You see, even though you were hesitant to get on power there, you could see that you were straightening the steering wheel and you were eventually oversteering. Don't worry, it's a lot of things to focus on at once, so naturally you're going to miss a few decisions. Yeah, there you go. Kind of over-exaggerating it in that corner to get used to the feeling, because you didn't need to straighten it, because you were ever so slightly straighten it. Yeah, good. Yeah, good instinct. You got on power a little bit early, and then you couldn't straighten the steering wheel on exit, but you were trying to, which was really good. And it's just, that's the sign that you got on power a little bit early, and it robbed you of the ability to straighten the wheel on exit, which meant you had to modulate with the throttle. Yes, that's exactly how it should be. You had your steering at like the maximum angle, then you got on power, and as soon as you started getting on power, you had the space to straighten the steering. Yes. Really look for that feeling you had in the final corner and the last corner, final corner and the first corner. Same again, even in these long corners. Yes. Really good. to like crank on a little bit more steering angle. You got the oversteer, and then you felt like you had to lift off. Yes, there you go. Perfect. Again, it's a little bit early, and so you had to back off a little bit or not quite commit to it. But you can see exactly what it should be now. You can see, like this lap, you've really got it in terms of what that is. Yes, perfect.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I know it's feeling it. I really, like...
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, look at that. Actually, could have gone with power. It's tiny bit earlier. But really good. Like, especially this last lap, you can see the intentions there that as soon as you started getting on power, you're looking to see whether you can start straight to the steering wheel. And sometimes you get it wrong because you're not used to doing that, but when you get it right, it's really good, and you're like 20 minutes into doing it, so once you have some more time looking at working out what line you need to be on to be able to do that, is going to become so much more apparent. Yes. Very nice. And you see you've got the oversteer, but you corrected the steering rather than... And that's what we're looking for.
Well, the on throttle corrects it. With keeping the wheel there, it feels like it just comes around like, hey, this room's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Unless I'm wrong on that, but that's what it feels like.
So, getting on throttle will save oversteering that you shift weight to the rear, but also if you're like quite aggressive on throttle, asking for a lot of acceleration, then the amount of work you're asking from the rear tyres increases, and that could create the oversteer. So you started to get the oversteer because of how quickly you got on power, but you were able to correct it by straightening the steering slowly, progressively, so that you were asking for the Let's jump back to the pits and get a fresh car for sure. I'm going to pretty much run out of fuel.
But so this is what I do, is that except it magnifies because I'm racing, and I'm like I just sink. I can't seem to get out of my own way, But I feel like I'm doing everything right, and I'm not, and so it's just this is where it all kind of spirals. And then one last question for you. And we'll keep going.
No, we've got time.
Brake bias.
Yes.
A couple people say you don't touch the brake bias, but when the car feels funny, I watch videos and they say, no, you touch the brake bias in this corner, you do it this way. This is why. This in the fixed series is why you're only allowed to touch the brake bias, because that's what helps it. So I just normally with you, I run 51 because that's what someone on some YouTube video told me to. But here, I just kept it stock at 54. So I'm like, well.
The fact that you've done the same lap times, or like you've even improved your lap times with 54, is going to be very good when you bump it down to 51. So I think you can play a brake bias. You're driving at a level where you know what it. Well, if you don't know, I'll remind you. But you're going to be able to feel the difference in the car, so you can definitely play with it and feel what is comfortable to you. And you can adjust it a little bit throughout the race as well. I wouldn't adjust it on a corner by corner basis. That is too
advanced.
It's too much effort, and there's very few situations where it matters that much. And I think the benefit of getting comfortable with the brake bias throughout the whole lap is outweighs any minimal advantage you get by adjusting it for one corner, and then maybe forgetting to adjust it back for the next one, right? But in terms of what it should be, obviously the more we shift the brake bias rearward, the easier it will be to get that slip from the car, and the more the car will feel like it wants to turn in on entry, but the harder it will be to control. So if you feel like you're not getting enough rotation, or you could be getting more, you can bring the brake bias down. If you feel like the car is too tail happy on entry, then you can shift it up, so more forwards in that case. And the same goes throughout the race. If towards the end of the race you feel like you're really struggling with understeer and you need more front end from the car, you need the car to turn in better, you can gradually shift the brake bias down. And if you feel like the car is getting more oversteery on entry and you're working the tyres too much, then you can shift it forwards to make that more manageable. But certainly shifting it during the race, I'd say make very small adjustments first, because the last thing you want to do is go too far in one direction and then you spin out, or you just don't make the order at all. Same focus for these laps. Really only get on power when you start straight. Don't push the engine, just focus on the exits. And you can, for the sake of this experiment, a little bit, we make the brake bias down to like 52. The car should turn in a little bit nicer now. Maybe be a little bit harder to control the trail brake, but it's fine. See how much more the car turned in.
So there, though, if you're good enough, you should be able to carry more speed, right?
Yes.
Okay. So quickly there, and you're probably expecting the car to spin out or be very, very sketchy, but because you were actually able to straighten the steering wheel, it was controllable. It was on the edge, but it was controllable. Had to go in deeper on throttle.
good to straighten the steering. Didn't even get the off track. Just straighten the steering a little bit more. It wasn't a power application thing, it was just to straighten the steering. You had the track to use. Focusing more on the driving techniques now. I won't say anything for these laps, I'll let you just focus, but keep the same intentions of not pushing it into speed, just nice smooth racing lines, getting on power when you're straight to steering. Yeah, focus on the driving. How are those laps feeling?
Terrible. I just like you just like I know what to do, and then how do I put it? It's just it's like I'm only like I know I'm only like that much off, you know, like an inch off on whatever. Like I mean, an inch off braking too early, or an inch off on braking too late, or an inch off like on trail braking or dropping it just a little bit too much. It's just like you. I'm trying to. I don't know if it's necessarily guess or anticipate, but I guess more it's anticipate. Like, hey, okay, it's like or like I'm going too slow or I'm going too fast. Like, hey, you can do it, but it's just in the middle of that corner. It just feels forever either way, and you just feel like you're losing so much time. And I'm not even like I look at the the thing a lot, but not to where I'm trying to do my corner. It's just like literally I really thought with everything fixed, like I'd be doing like low 42s. Like so I'm really like what the hell? And it's just I know everything's different and this is, but like it's just like I really expect more. Like I just like I know what
I think that's one thing you always expect more, right? But like I would say those last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps, you had one lap that was a 43.6. All the rest were 43.2s or lower. So they were all within 3/10 of your all-time optimal and super consistent as well. Like 43.1, 43.2, 43.2, 43.0, 43.2. You know, that's not bad by any stretch. You were much better on the throttle. You were picking up. Were you able to see how when you straighten the wheel you can?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they're in the middle, but honestly, it felt different than what you were saying, and so that's kind of what I was trying to pick up. Like when you get on the throttle, the wheel almost goes like I guess neutral for a second, and then it turns. So just like so, I gotta wait just a little longer, and then go. And so like it was just trying to pick that up, and it's just like it's so different than what I'm used to. But the last like 6 laps where you're saying I was in consistent, it felt like I did every corner, every lap different. Like it wasn't like I was hitting the same marks. I felt like I was hitting every corner differently every lap. Like I was just trying to find that right what if I just push it like the apex just a little bit longer? What if I come in just a little longer? Okay, next lap, let me see if I come in
but that's
earlier.
okay. That's good.
But
a little bit of experimentation there is good, and then once it comes around to the race, you settle on whatever you think is the best thing you found, and then you just try and be consistent in the race. But what is this? Is this? So I'm sharing my screen at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like our last practice session that we did here, which was a couple months ago, you can see the last run, the difference. So the track conditions exactly identical. You were fixed setup again, similar number of laps, right? You had a 43.0, great, fastest lap. 43.8, 43.2, 44, 43.3, 44, 34 rather. Oh no, 8.34. Okay, we stopped there. 43.8, 46, 43.5, and whereas this lap, this time around, they were all within 2/10, and they were faster overall as well. While still trying to work on the technique, right? There's clearly improvement there. Whether you feel like it's as much as you want to see or not is another question. But you're doing it really well. I think parking like where you want to be lap time wise to one side, the best thing you can do is keep practicing this, being quick on the throttle and being able to unwind the steering in every car, every circuit, wherever you're driving. Let that be the focus for a week or so, however long. Try to really break that habit, because it's a very ingrained habit for you, is wanting to control it all on the throttle, and it is going to take some time to break, but it will definitely benefit you. The consistency was huge. It was there. Final thing from my side is, let's take turn 1. And I'll just kind of ask you the question. This is almost as useful for me as it is for you, I think. But obviously, with the goal is that you only get on power when you're able to start straightening the steering wheel. So where are you kind of aiming to start straightening the steering wheel, or do you feel like there's a set point in the corner that is like that is the obvious point where you can only start straightening the steering wheel from then?
Well, so I try to almost straighten the wheel when I feel like I can fully throttle out,
Yeah.
and then but like the toe really kind of here, but like so here I always feel like this really felt good, but looking back at it and how you had it pause, I was like, nope, I'm turning in too early. I need to turn in a little later. Like I need to be a little straighter and now turn in to where I already turned in. Like so I'm really kind of like every corner now I'm double guessing myself. So I'm
Ever so slightly too early. I wouldn't worry.
yeah
This isn't what I'm trying to get at.
yeah
What I'm trying to say is, where we apex the corner
yeah
can dictate when we're able to start straightening the wheel. So, somewhat counterintuitively, the later we apex,
yeah
the earlier we can start straightening the wheel. Does that
yep
make sense, or is that
nope right
okay?
yeah
Perfect.
yeah
Perfect. So just to hammer it home, let's find. So totally exaggerated, but we've got like early apex here, middle apex here, and late apex here.
yeah. This is what I would love to do.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah
exactly. So the later, counterintuitively, the later we apex, the earlier we can start straightening the steering wheel. You see, like we can start straightening the steering wheel here. That
Yeah.
is massively exaggerated for like turn
Yep.
one at Watkins. It's probably more like here, but if you set up with the intention of a late apex, you can probably straighten the wheel earlier, which means you can still get on power earlier, which is what you love to do, but while still following the rule of only start accelerating once you can start straightening the wheel, because that's what allows you to smash the power quickly.
Yeah.
So along with just practicing that and not being critical, because you're already usually too critical of yourself, but just being aware when you're delaying the throttle or like taking too long on the throttle and letting that be the focus. The other thing you can do is just experiment with like a later apex, earlier apex, and see what that does to when you can get on power and what that does to the lap time as well. Because I think slightly, you have to, for a later apex, you have to slow down more on the entry to allow yourself to turn more sharply. I think that may be faster into turn one because it's massive long straight. In fact, let's just we'll call it a day because we've run a little bit over. But experiment with that yourself, either here or other tracks, like a later apex, to see if that means you can get on the power early and carry more speed on exit. But from my side, it all looked really good. The driving was really smooth. You had like barely any off tracks. You had really good control of the trail braking. Whether you were getting as much rotation as you wanted, another question. But yeah, I'd say you're doing really well, honestly.
Okay. So
Any other questions?
yeah, my driving style, I really probably want to learn late entry, right?
It's not necessarily specific to your driving style, but a good like practice drill is to just practice taking every corner with an early apex, like and then shifting the apex later and shifting it later, and just get an idea for what you need to do differently through the corner. Where you brake, how much you brake, when you turn in. Get an idea for how those things have to change so that you can kind of change your apex at will. Basically, you can come up to turn one and say, I'm going to early apex it this time, I'm going to late apex it this time. Is a good practice drill in itself, and that's if that doesn't make sense, that's something we can cover another time by all means, but still give it a go.
Okay, perfect. All right, I guess all right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll ping you over a link to pay as well, I think.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. It didn't do
Yeah.
it like it did last time. It didn't send me to it.
Yeah. It was there's two links. One of them is Google. One of them is the other one. The
Okay,
Google one
perfect.
doesn't process
Okay.
it. But yeah, I'll send you a link over.
Awesome. Okay.
And yeah, let me know how you get on. But
Appreciate you.
definitely just you'll smash it, I'm sure.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers, man.
Thank
See
you,
now.
bud. Appreciate it.
Bye.
That me? That's all me. Okay. I just. So this is me. Like I honestly. Like I really feel like this was my worst coaching session. Like I just. I knew what I was doing wrong, but I just couldn't. I couldn't fix it. Like I just. like it was almost like I was in a race where, oh man, I'm sorry. So I tried turning his up. I'm okay. I don't know what happens. It's just like I don't change much, but it just seems like I'll get right at some point. But anyway, speaking back to what, like, I guess what I take of it, I don't really understand how I was consistent because I changed so much, like every lap trying to find the time. And I guess it's weird on one hand, like you can do such different lap times. I mean, such um, different laps, but get to the same time. I just felt like I was struggling to find like everything, and I don't know necessarily if it's the FOV change, which is correct now, getting used to it, or if it was just, I think a lot more of it was me being in my head, and I just I kept trying to tell myself, just stop, you'll get it. You stop, you'll get it. Stop, you'll get it. And I couldn't get it. Like I just like those 3 laps where he's like really good, really good, really good. I felt it like you could almost drive literally with your hand outside here. Look at everybody calling me now. And so it's just like, I don't know. I was in quicksand today, so I apologize. Um, I was just like in quicksand. I couldn't get out of my own way. It really sucks paying for a lesson like that and like not getting better. Like this is like the 6th lesson I've had, and I feel like I'm still at lesson number 1, and I just can't. But it's 3 years of bad habits, and like it's always like something. Like right now, I quote unquote I finally got my FOV right, And is it right? I think it is, and because even he said it, yes, you should be at like 180, and da 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 da. And the car really kind of feels like, if you look at it, like see how much you see of the car, where before you kind of only saw like this much of the car looking out the window, maybe this much, but now I'm all the way back here, so like that's probably 3 inches. It's a big 3 inches. That's what she said, but it's just like I didn't feel the car like rotate like I did with the wrong FOV settings. So I'm anticipating things, and that's it. Like I'm anticipating, I'm not reacting. And so it's just like you can't be I think what it is that I can't be a control freak, what I am, and I have to like basically react, and I'm not. I'm trying to control, and it's not going to work. But yeah, so that's kind of what I take out of it. I gotta move on though. Like I'm still 6 lessons in, and I'm still stuck here on throttle exit. Like 6 lessons now. It's like, but is it because of the FOV difference? Is it just because I'm not like stubborn, stupid, whatever you want to call it? Like it just it's something that you really got to fix. But bad habits, really, it's like smoking, or drinking, or in my case, eating candy. It's just like the bad habits are really, really, really hard to break, and it's really, really hard to break because you feel like you know what you're supposed to do, and then you think you can know what you do, and then it just doesn't. Like you start double guessing yourself in every corner. I was double guessing myself. Okay, what if I just go a little bit early? What if I go just a little bit late? Nope, too much speed. Okay, let me just carry just a little too much more speed in there so I don't have to be off throttle and brake so long. Or maybe if I carry a little more throttle, I can trail brake longer and help the car rotate and then do it. Nope, that was wrong. There was a lot of what I like to say, if you hear me say, is quicksand going on. Like I kept trying to fix it, and I guess this is the perfect time to have it go wrong, so he sees and you see, but it's just not fixing it, man. It's just I'm not fixing it. Like I'm not fixing it. So maybe I'll just always be this is why, what is it? 10% of people are over 2K is because maybe Like, and why the nerds rule the world is because they could do that. And let me see what my, well, that wasn't very many laps, so standings. That was all I did was, that's just shit, dude. Like, really. That's just shit. It's so frustrating. Anyway, we'll stop that there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. I guess I gotta fix it. I don't know if, like, I turned him up because I thought he was low too, but if you're saying the engine sounds high, maybe I should turn it here. Oh, that's what I did. Yeah, I turned it up on the thing so I could hear it. Okay. Anyway, appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and tonight is Monday night, which is Wheel of Pain. Oh, I might do it, I might not. Yeah, we'll see. I kind of sick and tired, like I'm just, anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Alright, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. See you next time.